Greetings, friends. This is Tony from Historic American Homes. This is the start of a new series on Octagon houses. I'll add links to this. I'll add additional videos to this series over the next few weeks. This is also the start of a new series called Great American Houses, where I'll be looking at classic examples from across the country in a whole range of styles. In 1806, almost 50 years before Orson Squire Fowler launched the Octagon House craze with his book, The Octagon House, published in 1848, Thomas Jefferson built this exquisite design. Let me show you the sketch of his floor plan here. Sited on a moderate slope with the entry, this is the entry side at the top, with the entry at ground level on the uphill side. The main level rises above the surrounding land and gives views in every direction. Proceeding from the entry side, which is at the ground level, the ground slopes away as you move down on the screen. We pass through an entry hall into a square central room, and then a rectangular room, and finally out into a portico, which is now one floor above the ground and looking out over the countryside. This is Jefferson's elevation for the garden front with that elevated portico off of the main salon. And here's a more detailed floor plan. This is rotated 90 degrees, so the entrance is on the right. A few steps up takes you into the portico and entry hall. The central square, which is a 20-foot cube, 20 by 20 by 20, and served in Jefferson's day as the dining room. This was the space where most of the socializing happened, in the dining room. Continuing along that same axis, we come to the salon, which is a rectangular room with these chamfered ends, fireplace at each end, and that opens out onto a portico that looks over the countryside. On either side of the dining room, above and below on the screen here, were two bedrooms. Each had a small closet off of it. And to either side of the entry were some small service spaces. There's the elevation of the garden of the main entry front. These drawings from Historic American Building Survey were done before a recent restoration. So what you're seeing here was the conditions before the restoration. That is the garden front. We have the same portico, but now elevated above the ground with these arches underneath giving access to the lower level. And this gives one of the side views where we see one of the closets off the bedroom. They have these interesting arched windows. Here's a photograph of that same side elevation. And here we have a view looking towards the entry hall. The service spaces on either side of the entry hall and are back to the central dining room. Here we're in the central dining room and we can see the entry hall through this door opening. The central dining room has no exterior walls, so it actually received daylight through a skylight in the ceiling that led through to an upstairs attic. There is indeed an attic above all of this, which has some small bedrooms in it. I don't know if they were used as bedrooms in Jefferson's time. I think perhaps not for himself, but maybe for staff. Here we have the main salon. We see the angled corners and one of the fireplaces. Directly opposite this fireplace behind us would be another fireplace. And this shows us one of the closets off of one of the bedrooms where we can get a little glimpse of the arched window. Poplar Forest was recently restored to its original form after undergoing many alterations and a fire. It is open to the public. I'm not sure what the conditions are during this difficult health period we are going through. However, it is normally open to the public. Here in the description you will find a link to the Corporation for Jefferson's Poplar Forest, which owns and operates it today. It's located 7 miles from the center of Lynchburg, Virginia. And I have available on my eBay store drawings, copies, printed copies of the drawings, some of which we saw in this video here. I'll have a link to the eBay store as well as to the Poplar Forest website in the description of this video. If you've got any questions or comments about it, please do leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Please click the like button. Have a great day. Bye-bye.